Hello, welcome. This will be my first live stream for the 100 Days of Code. I know I made two live streams before, but suddenly something happens in my life about my group and I wouldn't be able to live stream. So that means that I will restart these live streams. This will be the first day for my 100 Days of Code challenge. I will be live streaming every single day from 2 to 4 hours per day, maybe more hours, maybe less hours, but I would like to stream every single day without any day. And maybe I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't like to do that, but maybe it will be like a free day, like if I made a live stream 2 weeks, 40 days, maybe I will have a free day, but I wouldn't like to do that. I will continue with my journey with Golang, and in the last two live stream I do all these exercises. Well, I do exercises from all these things in Golang, and now we will continue. And now let's check lasagna master. I will setting my monitor, my screen, because you don't notice, but it's kind of dark. So okay, we read function parameters. Okay, this is about function parameters. Okay, this is the first exercise that I see that I don't have any function. Define the preparation time function. Okay, I know all of this, and that means that we need to jump straight to the to the tasks to the tasks. And so okay, I remember this uh, function that returns more than one variable. Even function, this function don't is like avoid, don't return, it returns anything, and we jump to the instructions. In this exercise, you are going to write some more code related to preparing and cooking your brilliant lasagna or your favorite cookbook. You have 4 tasks. The first one is related to the cooking itself. The other 3 are about the perfect preparation. Task 1. Estimate the preparation time. For the next lasagna that you will prepare, you want to make sure you have enough time reserved so you can enjoy the cooking. You already planned which layers your lasagna will have. Now you want to estimate how long the preparation will take based on that. Implement a function, preparation time, that accepts a slice of layers as a string, and the average preparation time per layer in minutes as an int. The function should return the estimate for the total preparation that time based on the number of layers as an int. Go has no default values for function. If the average preparation time is passed as 0, the default initial value for an int, then the default value of 2 should be used. Okay, I need to define preparation time. That means function is function preparation time. Sorry. Okay, I pass layers, sauce, noodles, sauce, meat, mozzarella noodles. Preparation time 3. Okay. Okay, that means that I need to, okay, each layer 3 minutes. Why? I don't get it. The average preparation time per layer in minutes as an int. The function should return estimate for the total preparation time based on the number of layers. Go has no default value for functions if the average preparation time is passed as 0. The hour. Okay. Um, preparation time layers string and minutes per layer. That means the length layers equals length layers. That means that I have the if minutes per layer is more than 0, I will return the layers length multiplied by the minutes per layer. Otherwise, will be layers length return layers length multiplied by 2. And now we will check if that works. Okay, something wrong. Too many return values. Okay, 7. I need to return int. Sorry, I forget about that. Quantities. Undefined quantities. I need to define that. Undefined. Okay. Implement a function preparation time that accepts a slice of layers. The value should be used. But it doesn't tell me that I need to return other things. As I understand that I only need to return an integer. Implement a function preparation time that accepts a slice of layers as a string and the average preparation time per layer in minutes. It should be returned. Define the preparation time function. I will comment this. Okay. Maybe okay, it's about the other function. So quantities, I will declare that I will do anything. Const add secret ingredient. Maybe I need to put a panic just to make sure that it's doing something. Const receive returns nothing. And now we will check. No value. I know that. Okay. The first step, use read through the task and create this function with the correct parameter list and return types. The function body only needs to contain panic. This will make sure the test compile, but they will fail. I am doing that. Okay, I will be checking out what I need to return. Return int uh, int and float 64. Third task, I need to return a string only that, and the last one is float 64. Okay, float 64. And now let's check. Too many arguments to call quantities. Okay, I would like to. Maybe I need to write all the sentence, all the tasks. I need to do all the tasks, and then I will check if it works. Compute the amounts of noodles and sauce needed. Besides reserving time, you also want to make sure you have enough sauce and noodles to cook the lasagna of your dreams. For each noodle layer in your lasagna, you will need 15 grams of noodles. For each sauce layer in your lasagna, you will need 0.2 liters of sauce. Define the function quantities that makes a layer as parameter as a string. The function will then determine the quantity of noodles and sauce needed to make your meal. The result should be returned as two values of noodles as an int and sauce as a float. Okay. Okay, quantities. I need to pass string I need to pass a string. Okay, I got it. Then this to string maybe. Okay. Quantities and list quantities. The first one is layers. No, the second one is layers 2. The third one is list and my list. Sorry. List my list. And the last one is quantities. Quantities float 64 and quantities, and the other is scale quantity. Maybe that way it will work. I know this maybe isn't the right name for its variable, but add secret ingredient. Where and if I add secret ingredient, where can I read the tests? I know that it doesn't compile, but I would like to read the test. Okay, anyway. I need 15 grams of noodles for each much layer in your lasagna. You will need. These are two noodles. And it is okay. That means that if for I equals 0, I is less than 10 layers, and I plus quantity equals 0 if layers I equals noodles, then quantity plus equal to 15 grams, and then the other is liters liters equals 0.2. Liters and return grams and liters. Yeah, later I will check if that works. Add the secret ingredient. A while ago you visited a friend and ate lasagna there. It was amazing and had something special to it. The friend sent you the list of ingredients and told you the last item on the list is the secret ingredient that made a meal so special. Now you want to add the secret ingredient to your recipe as well. Write a function add secret ingredient that accepts two slices of ingredients of type string as parameters. The first parameter is the list your friend sent you. The second is the ingredient list of your own recipe. The last element in your ingredient list is always an interrogation. The function should replace it with the last item from your friend list. Not add secret ingredient does not return anything. You should modify the list of your ingredients directly. The list with your friend's ingredients should not be modified. Also, since the slice is passed into a function as pointers, change the two strings arguments passed into add secret ingredient will be modified directly. Okay. Campo keeper. Always. Okay. Sauce, mozzarella. That's all. Looks kind of easy, to be honest. And my list and len friends list -1 equals 2 friends list len friends list -1 and return my list. I assume that will work. Yeah, it nothing more. My list, no, my list no, it's not. My list and my list -1. Okay. And the other one, the last one is scale the recipe. The amounts listed in your cookbook only yield enough lasagna for 2 portions. Since you want to cook for more people next time, you want to calculate the amounts for different number of portions. Implement a function to scale recipe that takes two parameters, a slice of float 64 amount needed for 2 portions, the number of portions you want to cook. The function should return a slice of float 64 of amount needed for the desired number of portions you want to keep the original recipe true. This means the quantity argument should be not modified in this point. Okay. I only passed. Oh, okay. For 2 portions, I only passed it. Okay, for 2 portions. That means that okay, first of all, for I equals 0, I is less than the length of quantities, and I plus I will cover all of the quantities, scale recipe, then the quantities I equals to quantities I multiply by scale quantity divided by 2 and return quantity. Okay, I mean, it's good that told me where the error are, but I don't have the the test functions to verify where I did wrong because I don't know what the name of the values I need to pass. Quantity, okay. I would like to read because I want to know where what of these functions I write wrong the name of the variables. Find quantity. Okay. 0. Okay, I will put bar float 64 maybe. Maybe this will work. Undefined quantity. I need to return quantity. Oh, grams. Maybe quantity. But where is quantity in the exercise? Don't tell me where to put quantity. I mean, the instructions aren't good in this exercise. It's kind of bad. Validate the quantities, mismatch type. Okay, that's a good observation. Add secret ingredient. That's later. No, that's not later. That's here. Add secret. You define the function. Don't say me a variable. I need to return what? In the third task, my list. But this say me that is my list. Oh no, it's in the scale side. This is good. Okay, that's because I need to return a float 64. Okay, now a float 64. Maybe float 64. Maybe with this it will work. Invalid operation. Okay. Scale quantity. Float 64. Yeah, and with this it will work. Will not make sense if it doesn't work. On the find add secret ingredient. Where I need to define something. Okay, the last one is you need to scale quantity. Yeah, I know that I need to do a for loop add secret ingredient, but okay, maybe add secret ingredient. Maybe this. Kind of lame to be honest. Where? The last one, quantities. Okay, funny. Okay, well, let's see if on the find I will paste this here, and I don't know where is supposed to put that add secret ingredient. Okay, maybe this add secret ingredient. Okay, typing error all the time with a typing error. Always are typing errors, and it worked. Okay, now it doesn't returns an error, and that's good. That's a good thing. Why? Okay, fail. Noodles expected sauce. Many layers. 600, 400. Okay, let's read the instructions again. Besides reserving, you will need for each sauce layer in your lasagna. You will for each sauce layer sauce. I was sauce for each noodle layer. Okay. If layers I equals to source. That means that it will be zeros, and that's all. For the task 2. For the one, we will see that right now. Okay. The scalably reside was half, 205, 150, 250, 3 and a half. Now should, okay. Should not under inputs. Okay, what is, oh, okay. We will need to read the instructions one more time. Where are the errors? 6 portions, okay. Input, expected. Should not enter input. But it's okay, I mean, where's the error? Per permute list was now, and where's the error? I don't get it. Okay, the error was, okay, yeah. No, I don't get it. Where is the error? I mean, these two things are the same thing. I don't know where I did it wrong. Permute list. I will check the last one. Fail. Frankly, I don't get it. What is the error? In this, the second one, it's, I know that this is an error because the number is below where it needs to be. Maybe I will delete the float 64 here and put it here. I don't know if that will work, but let's check. I I knew that it wouldn't work. Okay. Exercise insiders. I will not donate because frankly I don't have the money. It would be great if I had the money, but that's why I am looking for a job to get more money and having a life, you know, use for loop. I know that I need to use the for loop. Okay, we will read the amount listed in your cookbook only yield and now lasagna for 2 portions since you want to cook for more. I want to read if the portion are 6, the second test are 3, okay. I knew that that wouldn't help me. Ah, okay. I will rewrite this float 64 scale quantity. divided by 2. Maybe now it will work. Okay, that's I always had problems with float numbers because many times I did some exercises when I was programming in Java, I remember, and I did some mathematical calculation, and the right answer was something like 19.33333333, and or something like 20, and the answer that gave me using float variables was like 19.999999 and like 29, and the last one was a 8. And pretty small change, like digits of insignificant without any meaning, but that's an error, and that's pretty fucked up, to be honest. But I don't know why this doesn't work. Why this doesn't work? 1.1.5, 750, 450, 9, and 1.5. If math apps got expected for index, reflect the equal input. I would share. I will search about this because I want to know. I mean, one of the reasons that I am doing this is because I want to learn more things. I have some problems doing exercise and the test have something like this. An input slice. You're changing the underlying array of both inputs. Copy. I don't remember that I can do a copy like that way, but it would helps a lot. That means copy result. Maybe I do the multiplication in this way. Maybe it wouldn't bother the system. And no, I don't remember. I can copy. Okay, I mean result. I am using ChatGPT right now. I don't like to use ChatGPT for this kind of instance, like learning. I used to work to build something when I am in classes to make software faster, but to learning to to solve some exercises. I don't like it because you need to use your brain to solve some problems, and the using ChatGPT or other tools don't teach you as a way if you teach yourself. But with some problems, it's a good tool. Like in these cases, copy result result quantities, and then I result of result. Okay, wait a second. sorry, I have a call. And well, what a coincidence that when I received the call, this works. I will use to this function, native function of Golang. I didn't remember about this function, but the okay, here I have what ChatGPT told me, something like this problem is because I am rescaling the array or the slice in this case. The original slice passed into your function, the slice you actually receive in your function returns true. If two slices have the same values in the same order, if they differ, the test complains your code changed the original slice when shouldn't have. I didn't change any value, but for something changed, and this was the answer that returns what was correct. Yeah, using the copy value with other instead of changing every value match with the slice that passed through the test. I don't know why, but it works. And now we will submit this exercise and continue to the next one. Show me more concepts, okay? Yeah, the functions, okay? Time and maps. We will use times before. I always have problems building systems with times, mostly because there are other systems that use other type function, mostly date and datetime types with other configurations, and that's all. And that always got me in some problems. Sometimes I got stuck. I get stuck in hours and hours in a pretty tiny problem that is supposed to be something easy to solve. But okay, introduction time. Yeah, I know time, point, time, import time. Okay, yeah, here we go. The time, the time package, the time library with the time function inside. Okay, I know this year, month, day, weekday, hour, minute, seconds, AM, PM, mark, and day of the year. Okay, we will jump straight to the instructions. In this exercise, you will be working on appointment scheduler for a beauty salon that opened on September 15 in 2012. You have 5 tasks, which will all involve appointment dates. Parse time appointment date. Implement the schedule function that parses a textual representation of an appointment date into the corresponding time fact format. Okay, schedule maybe. Okay, I will time. No, can I parse in that way? Time format, time parse, layout, and day. I would like to read about the timing, the time library, parse, layout. Yeah, okay. Okay, the UTC. This will be the return, the format, time, parse. Now, first of all, we need to schedule date and ignore the error. Time parse. First is the layout or the layout and date. Layout and date. And return schedule date. And now check if it works. Why it doesn't work? Schedule 2019 30. This is pretty weird. Why? 0001000, like is when Jesus was born. 2009 time parse. Schedule function parse text file. Schedule day. But it, I mean, why why it return to like it doesn't work? I don't get it. Time parse. But the instructions say me that this has to work. Time date, time format. Okay, it's supposed to work in this way. Mm, format, formatted time. I don't get it. It's supposed to work in this way. Um, uh, layout. Okay. Time parse. Okay. Tuesday. The layout is the same. Ah, the layout. Okay, okay. I get it. The layout is supposed to be this. And the time parse always returns me. Okay. Schedule 7 3. But it's the same thing. Parse, time error, time. It's supposed to be this a time error. Time dot time. Maybe I need the format. Yeah, I will assume I will use that. And it needs to return a string to format. Time parse. Ah man, I have some problems, some issues with this. Schedule, date, time parse. Okay, we will need to learn this. A timing goes as I described in a moment in time. The date and the information can be accessed, compared, and manipulated through its methods. But there are also some functions called on the time package itself. The current date and the time can be retrieved through the time.now function. The time parse function parses a string into values of type. Go ahead and special. Okay, I will import format, and I need to format print schedule date, because I don't know. I need to know what happened with this. Print with print ln. The L is lowercase. Okay, this is what returns. Yeah, I have some issues with this, and it returns me time parse is not your expected date. But month, the first in Golang the first one is month. Wait, it's like the USA. That doesn't make sense. I always hate the USA formatting of the dates. That doesn't make sense. Why you put the first, the month, and the second as the date, the day? Okay. Hmm. first one. This told me that no leading zero. Time parse. Return this. Layout needs to be 1 and 2 2006. Maybe in this way it will work, because the problem was some about parsing the formatting of the USA, and it works, because the first one is supposed to be the day, but no, the problems got me in the way that USA and only USA formats the dates, which aren't as good as the rest of the world. Implement the has passed function that takes an appointment date and checks if the appointment was somewhere in the past. Okay, has passed. Okay, okay, and then is Julie. Okay. Mm, okay. Equals time parse date, and the formatting I will put this because this is a good formatting, and not the other one. And if time now is greater than has passed date, return true, as well return false. Okay, where's the problem? Declared and not used has passed date. Okay, always the typing errors. Sorry, I always have some problems about 12 looking for has passed date. Okay, I forget about the error, which I wouldn't use, at least from now. Valid operation. How can I compare two dates? This doesn't say me where. How can I compare time now, only now, no? I don't need this. And maybe it will work. I don't know if you can compare two values, okay? How can I compare two dates? Time with equal? Before and after? Okay, that's weird, but I will use it. True if the one happens before, okay. After, I will use if if time now after has passed date. I don't know. I will search for Golang time library time package. Okay. Now is a function. Time now is a function. Okay. That's a good thing to know. Has passed the declare but not used, and it passes again. Sorry, that's my main issue. Well, it doesn't. It works for the first two. December 9 to okay. Otherwise returns false. Want false, but why? Why it returns true? I mean, has passed now is greater than the date it's supposed to that was way ahead of now of our time. True, return true. Okay, before after quality. T1 equals the 3 times got me true. The 3 times got me false. Okay. I don't know. I need to check. Has passed. That I want to know where is the error. After I mean I think that is good. Has passed. December 9th. I want to learn if I can get the date. Day. No, but I want to know if I can get the exact date. A day. One day. Okay. Time before. I mean, if I put this false and this true, it will be the exact same thing. The otherwise, yeah, true. That means that always returns true, but that doesn't make sense. Always returns. I need reference time. Layout January 2. 2006. I will return directly the time now after has last day. Why Go has so many problems about formatting the okay. January. Okay, another problem with my typing. Why is this always the magic layout? Why always January 2nd of 2006 at the 15 hours, 4 minutes and 5 seconds? I don't know. It's the only way that this format works. It doesn't make sense. I've done a good job, but because I don't parse it like the January 2 of 2016 at 15 hours, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. It doesn't work. And now we will jump to the task 3. Man, I hate this exercise. Not for the exercise, but for the way that Ghost needs to format the dates. Uh, Maybe I need to save this thing in a single part where I can read it or I can check it every time I need to use the dates. Check if appointment in the afternoon is in the afternoon. Implemented the is afternoon appointment function that takes the appointment that date can checks if the appointment is in the afternoon. Okay, that's pretty much the same way. I will use this one more time. Okay, this one will go. I will need to parse the error, which I will ignore it, and then I make a short if. I will Golang short if. You declare mm, you gonna okay. Okay. Return mm, if parsed date is after. How can I get an exact same hour? How can I get? I will let me check for a second in the time. Yeah, I need to check how to get a get hour hour you need hour that's a function hour minute second okay that's great hour I need to check that first if this doesn't return okay it will return an error because I don't put the dot after the hour function define okay I need to know if I can compare 2 hours okay I will parse a day I will hour hour day because has best day dot, dot hour and I can I hour hour int is an int okay that means that I can add in some adding more values I mean if it's 12 I can add in 5 and it will be 17 that's what I mean if returns our date is more or equal to 12 and less or equal to date is less or equals to 18 and with that it will work I mean I got the hours has passed declared all the time that happens to me I know it wouldn't work in all cases because if it's our date our date if it's like 6 and 2 minutes it wouldn't work not enough any argument to call parse date after 18 12 okay man I was writing in other function and now I need to check if okay that means that parse date parse hour okay I will check the time I only need the hours can I hour date hour minutes and seconds, entire hour. Well, not in that way. Okay, that means that no, you can't. Parse date hour returns parse hour is more of 12 and parse hour is less than 8. Wait a second, I need to go to other place. and I back. Now I return. Okay, that is 12 2 2 minutes and 2 seconds. It turns me false, but wait, why? The instruction says me that is more or equal to 12 and less than 6. Less than 6. Okay. More or equal. That was a small mistake. I know that it works now, and we will check later. Describe the time and date of the appointment. Implement the description function that takes an appointment date and returns a description of that date and time. Description. You have an appointment on Thursday, July 25. Okay. It's got the parsed date, time, parse. In this way, I need the first of all I need the day of the week. Year, parsed date, year, parsed date, month, year, month, day, parsed date, week, weekday, weekday, hour, minute, second, and that's all. Okay, weekday, month, day, year, and the hour. The hour and the minute. Okay, that means that I put this first, weekday, month, day, year, hour, and minute. And I will use import format. I know there are the way prettier that importing a multiple how to import multiple libraries. Okay, that's but I prefer the prettier way. Okay, I will describe this formatting return format is print if the weekdays you have an appointment on decimal July. Okay, Thursday, July 8 at decimal with weekday, month, day, year, hour, minute, and that's all. And that will be all. Maybe I made a mistake with the commas or a point, parset date, weekday, and define. Time has not field method weekday. Maybe the D is lowercase and all the variable is okay is capitalized letters. Appointment Friday, March the third task. Pause. Is afternoon appointment 2. Okay. True. The first one doesn't tell me. I will put like an error only to check if it works. It's not defined. Pass it hour. Okay. Is afternoon appointment. Of course, it will be if it's more than 12 and less than 80. I will return only true to find if it works or not. Pass an hour declare and not use. Okay. The first one is return true, but it needs to be false. And the last one is need to be false. That's the only one to needs to be true. Return returns false. Is afternoon appointment false? What is what is the error? true, want false. Of course, it's want false. If first hour is more or equal to the first one failed. Okay, that's a good sign. First hour 12. The second one and the third one. The hour is okay. January 2. Okay, another time the Thursday need to be the format one. Monday. Other time that the problem was the formatting and not the logic like always, and it's supposed to work. Now I will be mad if it doesn't work because why Golang is so bad at formatting dates for its own. I will check this one. Okay, the formatting it needs to be the same thing. Monday, July, January 2, 2016, and it will need to it needs to work. Maybe I had some issues with the formatting, but okay. You have an appointment on Monday, January 1st. Okay, I have issues with I have issues. You have an appointment on okay. I would like to check. You have an appointment on Wednesday, April 4th. This needs to have a 0. Maybe this way I will fill the spaces in. Okay, I need to 0 0. I forget how to add field values like 0 if the number is less than 10. For example, I need to print if it's less than 10 I need to print the 0 n value like 0.5 and not only 5. mm, what I have to put when formatting a value that needs to fill with a 0 if it's less than 10, like 0.5. 0 to display 0 2, okay, 0 2. 02 Monday. Okay, the formatting is in that. The formatting is more like 2 1 2006, and that's all. For this one. And the description, you have an appointment Monday, January 2. Okay, this is weird. And I don't have idea where it doesn't work. No reading zero. String. Okay, this is a problem. String and string. Okay. Uh, it doesn't return me like as a string. It returns me as a number, and that's the issue. And that's the issue. Where is the issue? Weekday, September, September, September. 1 2 2 1 1 2. Okay, that means okay. First was the date, and the second one is a month. It's kind of confused how to use the date here, but okay. Return the anniversary date of the salon's opening. Implement the anniversary date function that returns the anniversary date of the salon's opening for the current year in UTC, assuming the current year is 2020. Mm, I don't get it. Implement the anniversary function that returns the anniversary date of the salon's opening for the current year in UTC. Yeah, I'm stuck. Bedtime. Mm, 2020. I mean, return time now, maybe. Mm, 8. What? 9:15. 9:15. The date is okay. Return. Okay. Uh, New date is how is supposed to How can I date? Okay. Time, date, time, now, and the year, time, now. I mean, I can put time, date, time, now, year, time, now, date, time, September, September, new date. I need to, okay, okay, here, and the date is September, year, month, month. There's a month value. Time, month. Okay. However, those are integer. 15. Hour. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. New. And return. Date. And return date. Only date. Right? That's all. Oh. Okay, where's the problem? Too many arguments. In a call of date. Okay, the first year, month, date, day, hour, minute, 3, 4, 5. Okay, okay, you're right. I put an extra 0. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, and where's the problem? Wait, something happens. Missing location in call date. Panic. The missing location in call date. Run. This is weird. Fail. Location. Missing location in call to date. How? What? What is supposed? I supposed to write as a location in a date. Date, year, month, day. Date. Maybe only this, it will be better. Yeah, and now it will work. I don't know what date function I use. No, no, I'm going to call type date. Okay. And what was date? Year, month, date. The date, time date, time UTC, okay? UTC. And now we need to work variable, reopen, close tab, date, year, month, location. Invalid operation cannot call non-function type UTC variable. Time location. It needs to be November, date. Why can I? UTC is without. It's not a function. It's a variable. God. It needs the close parentheses. Okay, and it works. Man, I hate dating Golang. I would assume that maybe other functions, things native of Go, it wouldn't be this weird. Okay, the concept is maps. Map, key type, element type. Okay, a Go map is built in data type that maps keys to values. That means a key that I pass it to the map and it returns me something that is inside the map. You might be familiar with concept map as a dictionary hash table. I use that in Java. Key value, store association. Yeah, I know. I know how to use add a value in a map with the equals operator. Foobar. Okay. Store the unit. Okay. Instructions. A friend of yours has an old wholesale store called gross store. The name comes from the quantity of the item that the store sells it out in gross unit. Your friend asks you to implement a point of scale cost system for his store. First, you want to build a prototype for it. In your prototype, your system will only record the quantity your friend gave you a list of measurements to help. Quarter of 3, half a dozen, small gross, and great gross. Store the unit measurement in your program. Okay. Unit in your program. Units. You need to store measurement in your program. Print units. Okay. Map. How do you get a map? Gross units of integer equals to gross unit string and return me string and returns me integer values that are add a value. Okay. The values are gross units, quarter of a dozen equals 3. Half of a dozen equals 6. Dozen equals 12. Small rows equals 120. Rows equals 140. 44. Great rows equals 1728. Okay, and return rows unit. And let's check if it's work. Let's check if it's work. Invalid array length string. Okay. I forget about the map. Oh, but how are we? It happens. Okay, the first task works. Yeah, and we go straight to the second task. Create a new customer bill. You need to implement a function to create a new empty bill for your customer. I assume that only need two bill format. New bill. Okay. Equals map string integer return bill. That's all. It's not an expression. Okay. I forget the keys. Keys. Oh, oh, oh. When it works, add an item to the customer bill. To implement this, you will need to return false if the given unit is not the unit's map. Otherwise, add the item to the customer bill indexed by the item name, then return true. If the item is already present in the bill, increase its quantity by the amount that belongs to the provide unit. Bill, new bill, units. Okay, add item, bill, units, carrot doesn't. Mm, okay. Add return false if the given unit is not in the unit's map. Unit item, okay. Otherwise, if the item is already presented on the bill, increase the quantity. I don't get it. We will go blood about map. I don't need that. I need to understand the question. To implement this, you need to return false if the given unit is not in the unit's map. Otherwise, add the item to the customer bill. Delete. If mass doesn't exist, value equals 0. Oh, okay. This is the item to see what is inside. Okay, That's am I doing well? To implement this, you need to return false if the given number view. First of all, I need the if unit okay check if check if check unit equals to no. The first one is check unit exists. I need to know only if exists. That means that unit and unit if exists if don't exist if exists return false is a new unit is not in the unit maps. Okay, otherwise add the item to the customer bill indexed by the item name that returns true. String integer and the value, I mean it doesn't tell me. Otherwise add the item to the customer bill indexed by the item name, then return okay. If it returns true, okay. If exists, bill with the name of the item equals unit. Otherwise, if the item already presented in the bill, increase the quantity by the amount that belongs to it. If exists and return true. Otherwise, add the item to the customer structure. If the item is already presented in the bill, increase the quantity by the amount. If 6 is in bill units bill item if exists in bill the same thing but adding the value instead of rewriting. Return true. And that's all. No, return false, return false, return false. Maybe it will work, maybe not. And remove an app. It works? Wow, that surprised me. To implement this, you need to return false if a given item is not in the build. Return false if a given item is not in the build, okay? And what happens with the first value? This value 0, this, okay. This build item return false if a given item is not in the build, okay? If this is not, if not this return false. Return false if the given unit is not in the unit map. Okay. Return false if else if if the given unit is not in the unit map. Okay. In view in view exist in unit units item unit else if don't exist in view exist in units returns false. Return false if the new quantity will be less than 0. Quantity. What quantity? In the menu. What quantity? Okay. We will check what is the quantity that tells me. No view. Units. Remove. If the new quantity will be less than 0. What is the quantity? I don't get it. Quantity. The new quantity. But what's the quantity? Did this also tell me about the quantity? If given unit, if the new quantity will be less than 0, where's the quantity? I don't get it. Quantity. We're not talking about quantities here. But here's not the quantity. See, else if quantity. I will ignore that. If the new quantity is zero, completely remove all the build, then return true. Dozen of carrots. There are no carrots. Okay, I get it. If true, I wanna check something because there is no way that you are. It's supposed that okay. If you have some values in the video, but maybe not. Hmm. Okay, where zero exists in units, declare a new exists in units. I get it. Hmm. If the new quantity is zero, completely return false if the new quantity will be less than zero. That's the same thing as this. I mean, if you have no existing bills, I understand that if these two wouldn't work, if if the bill is false, so that means I don't get it. This is so weird for only a boolean value to return. And maybe it will work. Request quantity less than zero. Okay. Expected this has those cost from remove item. True as piece, true as okay, true a lot of items. This means okay. If false is a given item is not in the bill, return false is a given use is not in the use log. Okay, that's good. Return if a new quantity will be less than zero. See, format. I want to check something because it doesn't tell me anything. Import format, format, print, quantity, and let's run. 3, 6, 12. Okay. The quantity is 3. Okay. If the quantity will be less than 0, return false. Else if quantity is less than is less than 0, return false. If the new quantity is 0, completely remove the item of build. If sys in build, else if sys in build, sys in build, that quantity is equal to 0, To remove, I need delete build and the item and return. And the last one is otherwise reduce the quantity of the item and return true. Otherwise, um, mm, uh, build the item less equals to unit to units unit, and that's all. Now I need to return true. I return true. Return true. And that's all. Please works. This gave me a brainstorm. First, I define it 43, 43, 43, 43 in build. It is in build missing return. Okay, I mean return false, maybe. Return false. Please wait a second. I need to go to the bathroom. So now check what was the error, what I am doing wrong. Result quantity less than 0, okay? It's supposed to false from item, remove item, to have quantity 3, customer bill, phone less than 3, okay. Wait a second. Mothers, well, let's continue. Expected false from remove item, okay. Expected piece to have quantity of 3 in customer bill. Okay, less than 0. I pass the 3. Expected item, piece, tomato, units, the bill. But this doesn't tell me what are inside the bill. Expected item, but the bill, half dozen, piece, half dozen. New units, remove item. Expected piece to have quantity of 3 in customer bill on 3. Measurement unit. Quantity less than 0. Set up initial bill data. But where are the 0? Short name, string, remove. This doesn't tell me where is the 0. Expected item, 3. I will use the format. 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 Print. Print event. Bill. Plus bill. I will check if this makes it work. I need bill because with mismatch type because the fuck. I will be. I don't want to know how to bill units units format print ln item and release unit. This has the book because that doesn't tell me. This doesn't say anything to me. Where is the zero? Bill, match, cucumber, peas, potato, tomato, zucchini. Okay, dozen. You need half a dozen item. The peas. Okay. Bill. Cancel. I need to know what is inside of this item. Bill. Yeah. This units. Dozen, quarter, etc. Item piece unit half a dozen. Piece. It doesn't have piece. Test result quantity less than zero. That means that the piece doesn't exist in build. This doesn't do anything. Instruction. False. If return if given item is not in the build, if the given unit is not in the unit map, okay, that's right. Is the new quantity will be less than zero. Quantity. If the new quantity is zero, complete, remove from the view and return true. Otherwise, reduce the quantity of the item and return true. Nothing greater gross, potato, gross store. Expected false from remove item found true as at piece. At piece doesn't exist in piece. This says me if doesn't exist, returns false. If it don't exist in view, map print exist in view. And okay, let's check it out. Let's check out why it doesn't work. It's supposed to say false and then returns false. True. Returns true. It says in build item. This item returns in build. The item is piece. Okay, piece. It's 3 and half of okay. And the quantity And if the season bill half a dozen, let's see if I will do other thing that doesn't say me to me bad. Else if quantity is more is less than unit 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 return false. And okay, maybe it will work in this way. Now it will return false, which is okay. Value mismatch. Okay. Okay. There is no unit. Okay. If unit unit and is units not in capitalized but in lowercase. Okay. Why? What's the problem? Mm, these are my tests. Grocery store could not find item piece in customer bill. How many times passes? Potato. Uh, mm, I will check this ChatGPT because I don't get it. What is the problem? I found a problem that I have. We have a delete item. Ah man, what I put the double cases, double quotes. Also, condition logical is a bit redundant here. Mm, mm, existing units or those existing units, quantity, unit quantity, unit quantity. Mm, quantity if quantity equals 0, delete view, return true, else view item equals new quantity. What is new quantity? Return true. Okay. Maybe it will work. Okay, I have should delete the item if 0. Should delete the item if 0. If the quantity is 0, completely remove the item from the view. Can I put this? If quantity equals 0, could not find the piece in customer view tomato. Okay, a dozen. Okay, if is more than quantity. Okay, I will put this. Ah, man. Zero, delete, and return true, right? Return true. Okay. Else if else quantity says that not 0, and I assume that it will work because logic is right. I mean, maybe it's not 46. Else quantity let minus unit quantity should be 0. Customer could not find the piece in customer view. And why? I don't get it. I passed the piece and he had the pieces. I'm kinda tired, to be honest. I'm hungry. Mm. I will check one more thing. That means that it works. Yes, it works. Sorry, but I'm kind of late now. Yeah, it passes almost 3 hours, and now we're jump straight to the last one. To implement this, you need to return zero if and false in the item is not in the bill. Otherwise, return the quantity of the item and bill. I'm true. Okay. Uh, First of all, quantity consists of bill the item if exists, return the quantity, only a quantity, and exists. Otherwise, return zero and false. It is true because if it doesn't exist, it will be false. The fourth was the hardest one. Okay, undefined exists. I will put the S at the end. I don't know why. And it works. Oh, no, no, I will not. I will not seek for a review code. Show me more concepts. Man, I only do 3 concepts today. 4. And well, that will be all from today. Sorry, I mean, I was kind of lazy, but the key of the success is not the time. I mean, it's not what you do today, but what you do with constant in your day-to-day life. I mean, consistent. Consistent is key. I need to do this every single day, every single time. I'm not only will write code. I read right now. I'm reading this book, Building a Career in a Golang. If you ask why I have a physical book, but of course, obviously printed from this is a pirate book, you know, because I don't have the money to buy it. I live in Bolivia, as you may notice. We don't have access to original books in English, and I don't have. And from now, I can buy dollars. We are in an economical crisis. I am doing my best to learn, to building, to show you that I am able to solve problems, programming problems, and building software to find a job that I, that I, that will pay me, and I will be capable to buy more stuff, more books, more courses, and those kind of things. A better setup, and that's all. Thanks to watch the video. I will return tomorrow, or maybe later. In the afternoon, I will be writing some code. I am right now passing two courses. One of PostgreSQL, the the biggest and the best database um, engine, and the Linux administration with Debian and some of Red Hat and those kind of things.